Let's talk about losing the weight postpartum, because I was told, oh, if you're breastfeeding, the weight is just going to melt right off. And yeah, that was not the case for me. So
Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Please don't forget to subscribe. Today we want to talk about something that affects so many new moms but doesn't always get the attention it deserves. Postpartum weight gain and how we can manage it. So kindly watch the following videos I've put together and I'll be back to share my own thoughts. Please don't go away.
I'm now 3 months postpartum and it's 3 weeks until my best friend's wedding, which I'm a bridesmaid in, so it is time to get my shit together. I'm on a mission to lose 10 kilos and get back to my pre-pregnancy size so I can fit into some of my clothes again. I gained 24 kilos whilst pregnant, so there is 5 things I'm going to focus on to realistically do this in no time period. Let's just do it in our own time. So the first one is to drink 2 to 3 liters of water a day. Number 2 is just to eat healthy and also to eat breakfast. I usually just eat my daughter's leftovers, so no more of that. We're going to be doing a healthy breakfast daily. Number 3 is to be getting my 10,000 steps in a day. So we're wearing the tracker again to make sure we get this done. Number 4 is to aim for 3 workouts a week. So whether that be my reformer Pilates, or if I can't get to that 3 times, I will do at-home workouts. Last but not least is to sleep more. I know this is very difficult with a baby and a toddler, but what I'm gonna do is just go to bed earlier, try and get a few hours sleep in before the baby wakes up for his first feed.
Okay, I'm gonna be real with you guys. I did not try to lose weight postpartum. I was about 4 to 6 months postpartum is when I actually started trying to work out and get back into fitness. The only reason why I lost my baby weight and why I lost weight postpartum is because I was breastfeeding. Breastfeeding burns so many calories. Like, I was eating twice as much food as I have ever had, so many calories. I was constantly starving. I was so hungry. I ate so much all of the time, and I was just laying around with my baby. Like, I didn't do much with him when he was a newborn. The pounds just fell off. Like, I can't even take credit for it because it literally was just breastfeeding. And when I stopped breastfeeding at about 10 and a half, 11 months, I actually gained a little bit of weight. I had to kind of readjust my eating habits because I was used to eating so much food, because with breastfeeding, like, I was burning so many calories, I had to eat a bunch, keep my milk supply up. But the minute I stopped breastfeeding, I started to gain a little bit of weight. I think I gained like 5 or 10 pounds. And now I'm back down to like what I had lost. So now I'm back. I'm not even at my like pre-baby weight. I'm still like a little bit above my pre-baby weight, but honestly, I don't really care. I feel good in my body right now. Like, I'm not too focused on like trying to like lose weight or anything. Like, I do really want to regain my strength. So like, even like in the gym, the weights that I'm lifting a lot less than I used to. So I definitely need to work on that. But I would say just don't stress. Like, you're 2 months postpartum. Like, that is so soon after having given birth, especially since you had a C-section. That's like twice as much recovery. Give yourself grace. Don't worry about losing weight. Don't worry about snapping back. Like, the worst thing you can do is stress your body out and focus so hard on like getting back your pre-baby body that you end up hurting yourself or like interfering with your healing process. You have the rest of your life to be skinny and to lose weight and to be fit. Like, take in all of the newborn cuddles. Like, just enjoy that time postpartum. Like, I know it's hard, it's easier said than done, but like, just try not to focus as much on like the weight loss. I promise you, like, you've got time for that.
Okay, I'm sitting outside the gym having my protein shake before I go in, and like, will I vomit it up? Maybe. Okay, but I wanted to chat about something with you guys that I didn't see a lot about when I like was first postpartum that I was honestly looking for, and that is losing weight while breastfeeding and not dropping your milk supply. Disclaimer, this is not for people who are under supplier. I cannot speak to that. That is not my journey. That is not my struggle. Praying for y'all. You're doing amazing. Also, if like talking about body image, weight, etc. is going to trigger you, hey, this is your permission to leave, because that's what I'm about to chat about. Anywho, so when I went into the hospital, I was 210. Okay, when I got pregnant, I was 150 pounds. When I went into the hospital, I was 210 pounds. Hey, that's a 60 pound weight gain. Okay, that's fine. Give birth, I will say within like a week and a half, 2 weeks, I was down to 191. And then I was holding steady at 191. So that's when I decided, okay, so that's the amount of weight I gained from fat. That's not just fluid anymore. I've lost the fluid weight. Now this is fat. Now it's time to get rocking and rolling. So I went online and I typed in, how much do I need to eat to keep up my milk supply? And basically there's a little calculator on there, and it said I needed to be eating 2,000 calories to maintain my milk supply and lose weight, to be in a deficit. So I did 2,000 calories for a while, with also prioritizing protein. I think that's a really big thing, because then your body will pull from the fat and not from the muscle. And that's important if you want to lose fat instead of your muscle. your booty gains. And so I did that for like a month to 2 months, and I dropped 10 pounds pretty quickly. Like I'd say like in a month I lost 10 pounds. And then I was plateauing for a month. Solid 181. Why can't I lose any less than that? So then I decreased my calories again, but kept my protein the same. And I eat about 150 grams of protein a day. And now I'm down to, that was like last week that I went down to 1,600 calories. Ooh! Some days if I'm like starving for real, I will do 1,800 calories because it's not worth passing out to be skinny, okay? So now I'm at like 178. And that's when I decreased my calories and went back down again. So team, and I will say my milk has stayed the same. If you keep feeding on schedule and you keep like eating good foods, they're going to help your milk supply. And the biggest key for me with keeping my milk supply, water. I have a minimum of 80 ounces of water a day. And when I don't drink enough water, I notice a little bit less milk when I pump at my nightly pumps and my morning pumps. Because I do pump at night and in the morning. So that's what I have to say. That's my rant about it. That's my journey. I'll keep you guys updated. My goal is to get back down to 150. We'll see if that actually happens because my boobs are freaking huge at this current time. And I'm convinced that there's like 10 pounds of boob. So we'll see what happens. But that is just my journey for you guys. Let me know if that helps. And I'm not one of those people that just breastfeeds and lose weight. I have to do more. So this is what I'm doing. This is a long chat. Okay.
I'm a newer mom, and I wanted to go over 3 things that I did when I was freshly postpartum that just set me up for success and really, really helped me in the long run. Number 1, I started driving with my baby immediately. This can be a really big, scary hurdle for some moms to try and jump over because you think of all of the risks, getting in a wreck, you know, anything could happen in the car. So driving alone with my baby was something that I knew I wanted to just knock out because it was something that I was nervous about. So I was like, okay, if I do this right away, then I know it will just overall help me. So I think my baby was 4 days old and we drove to my mom's house and back home, and it was great. I can drive to my parents' house basically with my eyes closed. So my suggestion is to try and get out alone with your baby, drive in the car in the first like 1 to 2 weeks of their life, so you can get that out of the way, because I know some moms that literally go months and it just becomes this bigger and bigger deal and they're just so scared to do it. But you need to be able to drive comfortably with your baby. Number 2 is I introduced a bottle in the first week of my baby's life, and I still breastfed. I breastfed and bottle fed. I know some girls are like, I'm scared about nipple confusion. I personally think that my baby did great with both because I started it so early. We did use the Como Tomo bottles right away, and he did great with them. But this gave me freedom, and if I didn't introduce a bottle early, then I couldn't be away from my baby for like more than an hour and a half to 2 hours, especially those first couple months of life. Because as you know, babies, when they're tiny infants and newborns, they eat all the time. Sometimes it's every hour. And I still wanted to be able to go and do things, go on dates with my husband, and just allow my husband to feed him, because that's special to them too. So introducing the bottle was truly the best decision that I made from the beginning. I'll be doing this whenever I have baby number 2 as well. From the get-go, they will be getting a bottle. And number 3 is leaving your baby. So by bottle feeding, this allowed me to go out and leave my baby alone for longer than an hour. I would say go and do something for an hour plus by yourself. Yes, you're going to worry a little bit about what's going on, but this, if you do it early on, it's going to help you and set you up for success for whenever the day comes when you do have to leave your baby, whenever like you don't have a choice, you have to go somewhere without them, it won't be as big of a deal. So if you have, you know, friends that you trust, siblings, grandparents, whoever, allow them to watch your baby. I would say for sure in the first month, but I did it, I think on week 2 is my husband and I dropped off our son with his mom, with my mother-in-law, and we went and watched a movie at the movie theater. and it was great. It was so nice and enjoyable. And after we did that for the first time, it just became easier and easier to go do some things that we want and have people watch him, and it makes you feel like yourself again. So those are just 3 things that I am so glad I did whenever I was freshly postpartum. So if you're pregnant right now and having a baby soon, maybe keep this in mind, because it truly will just make your life a whole lot easier. So I hope that you girls found this helpful. If you did, please let me know in the comments and give me a follow, and many more mom tips to come.
Here are the 3 things I did after I had each of my kids. I have 2 under 2, 19 months apart. I gained and lost 40 pounds with each of them, and I lost all my weight within the first 6 months. Full disclaimer, I'm not saying that any of these things are easy. What I am saying is they work, and if you follow it and you are consistent, you will see results. So the first thing you're gonna do is you're gonna stop drinking alcohol. You're just gonna cut it from your diet. Now, I understand some social events and, date nights might come up in your weight loss journey. That's fine. You can have a drink or 2 at these events, but having a drink or 2 once a month is very different from having a drink or 2 every day. Alcohol is empty calories. There's a lot of sugar in it. It's gonna stop you from reaching your weight loss goals, and you're just not gonna see results. Okay, the next thing you're gonna do, and this is harder for some people than others, but you're gonna cut sugar from your diet. And yes, fruit contains sugar. You're gonna wanna find fruit that is lower on the glycemic index. So think berries, strawberries, blueberries, raspberries. Berries are gonna be your best friend on a weight loss journey. I also cut out pretty much all simple carbs. So rice, pasta, potatoes. I didn't eat any of that. It did wonders for my weight loss and my body. I know it's not easy. I'm just telling you what worked for me. The third thing, and this should come as no surprise, but cardio. After I had my daughter and I was cleared to go back to working out at 6 weeks postpartum, I was doing Peloton spin classes 5 to 6 days a week. 30 minutes or 45 minutes, that's all I was doing 5 or 6 days a week. I dropped the weight fast. Now, if you really want to get fancy, like I did after I had my son, I started doing Orange Theory, which is HIIT style workouts, and it combines treadmill, rowing, and strength training. The results were insane. And listen, I know these things aren't groundbreaking, and we all pretty much know that to lose weight, you need to exercise, eat healthy, and not drink alcohol, but sometimes we just need to hear it. These things did wonders for me. It will work for you.
If I had to start my 85-pound postpartum weight loss journey all over again, this is exactly where I would start with workouts newly postpartum. My biggest piece of advice to new mamas is don't rush it. Your body just went through a marathon of giving birth. It's going through so much. Do not rush getting back into workouts right away postpartum. You need that time to heal. What I started with right away, around 3 weeks postpartum, was going on walks. That's when it felt okay for me to kind of start slowly getting more movement in. The first 2 weeks, I literally laid in bed or sat on the couch and let my body heal. Around 4 weeks postpartum is when I started doing some ab healing exercises. Nothing crazy, some deep breathing, some healing core exercises. I could definitely post a video on here sharing more about what helped me heal my diastasis recti. And yeah, that's really what I started with and slowly started working my way up. I would say I did those exercises around 3 to 4 days a week. And then after I got cleared at my 6-week postpartum appointment is when I started incorporating with some more workout type things. After you get cleared to start working out is listen to your body. You may be cleared to work out, but you are not going to be at the same level that you were before you had a baby. So really take it slow, really listen to your body, and allow yourself to take plenty of breaks, drink plenty of water during your workouts, and take it one step at a time. Around 8 weeks postpartum is when I really started consistently getting into weightlifting from home. I did home workouts. I post a bunch on my page of home workouts I did while losing 85 pounds. And this is when I found my love for workouts. While losing weight, it helped me gain muscle while losing fat, transforming my body composition. I went from 245 pounds to around 160 pounds now, and I cannot say enough good things about home weightlifting workouts. So that's kind of what I personally did to start my weight loss journey postpartum. But find what you like, find what you enjoy, whether that's, maybe taking an exercise class or doing barre, doing Pilates, going on walks. Take it slow, take it one day at a time, and know that you will get there. Just stay consistent. In need of weight loss workouts, tips, advice, meals, follow along for this amazing community of women here on TikTok. I love you guys so much. I love sharing my weight loss journey. I love helping you guys achieve your weight loss goals after becoming a mom. You can do this.
Let's talk about losing the weight postpartum, because I was told, oh, if you're breastfeeding, the weight is just going to melt right off. And yeah, that was not the case for me. So let's talk about it. I'm 8 months postpartum, and until about 6 months postpartum, I had like 20-ish pounds that just wasn't going anywhere. And I was walking, kind of working out, and just eating healthy like I normally do. However, I was eating like I did when I was pregnant. So because I was breastfeeding, I was like, oh my God, I'm starving. I'm just gonna eat until I'm stuffed. That was my mistake. I lost 10, 15 pounds in like a month and a half, 2 months, simply by not eating as much. I was eating more protein, and then I was stopping when I was like 85, 90% full, instead of like stuffing myself to the brim. Now, this in no way, shape, or form is me telling you to starve yourself. No, just don't stuff yourself where you like have to sit on the couch like I did when I was pregnant, because I was like, oh my God, I'm pregnant. I can just keep eating.
Hey, I wanted to chat about all the things I've done postpartum to lose weight and maintain muscle, all while breastfeeding. Also, don't worry about these veins. That is what breastfeeding has done to my chest. So we're just gonna cover that. Since being postpartum, almost 10 months, which is crazy. First thing, very easy, obvious, eating your protein. It can be really hard to gain muscle while you're breastfeeding because you get so much taken from you while you're breastfeeding to give your baby, so that, you know, it will take from your muscle, it takes from your fat, it takes from anything it can get. I think I read something that says you burn up an extra like 500 to 700 calories while breastfeeding. And so if you are not eating enough protein, you will lose all your muscle while breastfeeding and you won't maintain any muscle. Currently I'm eating around 150, 160 grams a day. That is my sweet spot, and I have noticed that I have been able to maintain and even build muscle while also losing weight. The second thing is staying active throughout the day. I know that's also, all of this is just going to be very easy, basic knowledge, but it's stuff that works. I strive for about 10,000 steps a day. Usually I'm hitting 13 to 14 just because my son is at the stage where he doesn't want to sit still, so we are always on the go. This could be parking a little bit further away at the grocery store, going on walks when the weather's nice. I live somewhere where weather is so hot and cold, but honestly, lately it's been pretty nice, so we have been trying to get out and go for walks every day. I also have a little walking pad that was like $110 from Amazon that I jump on during nap time, or even while he's like playing in his baby gate, I'll jump on it to get him some of that independent play. Third thing is having a good lifting schedule. You don't like to lift weights, this video might not be for you because I am a weightlifting girly. I have been following the same weightlifting plan consistently since birth. If you are not following a consistent workout program, it will be very hard to maintain your muscle. I know it can get boring. I know that it can be repetitive, but repetitive is key when it comes to building muscle. I'm gonna add the fourth thing. Do not stress about losing the weight, because I promise you, I was so worried while pregnant about weight loss. I literally gained 45, almost probably closer to 50 pounds towards the end of my pregnancy, and I lost a lot of muscle while pregnant, even while I was working out, even while I was eating 150 grams of protein. I was not the skinny pregnant woman, and I was so worried about losing my progress, about not being able to be confident in my body again, and I was so worried about losing my progress, about not being able to be confident in my body again, and honestly, like, I should not have stressed like I did. I wish I would have enjoyed my pregnancy more and not been so worried about losing the weight, because honestly, I did lose the weight pretty quickly, especially while implementing all of those tips I just gave you. At the end of the day, like, you just had a baby. We as society are very just like heavy on like punishing women, I feel like, to get back to their pre-pregnancy look. And it's hard to see social media where, you know, people bounce back so quickly, where people look skinny when they're pregnant, and you just feel overwhelmed with the information. But I promise you, it can be very simple if you just be consistent, show up for yourself, because as a mom, it is very easy to put yourself on the back burner. You're exhausted, you just don't want to show up for yourself. But I promise you, like, my first 3 to 4 months postpartum, my workouts were maybe 30 minutes long, because my son is breastfed. He won't take a bottle, won't take a binky. He only wants me. And it was really hard to get good workouts in, but I did 30 minutes a day. And I feel like that consistency really helped boost me to where I am now, where my son naps well, everything's good. And so keep going. I promise you, you will get back to where you want to be. be patient with yourself. You just grew and birthed a human. And that's a lot. Not everyone can say they did that, and so be proud of yourself and don't stress.
So I'm 6 weeks postpartum, going on 7 weeks, and I'm already down 48 pounds. And my two major things that I have been doing consistently are calorie deficit, obviously, tracking my macros, that is huge. Diet is like 80% of the equation. Like, you have to be eating right. You have to be eating the right amount of protein and in a deficit to lose weight. There is no way around that. But to speed up the process, I truly firmly believe that walking has sped up my process so much, because that's all I've been doing. I just got cleared this week to work out again. So prior to this week, I've just been walking. So I tried to get 10,000 steps a day. In the very beginning, I was not getting that much. I was just doing what I could, doing what I felt good enough. I did have a C-section, so walking was tough, but I knew that my recovery would be so much better if I just kept pushing myself to walk. So walking and calorie deficit, two things hand in hand. I truly believe that that is the fastest way to lose weight. And with being a mom, life just gets so busy and crazy, and before you know it, the whole day has gone by. But like, really prioritizing yourself and making this time for yourself truly is so important.
If you're a breastfeeding mom and you want to lose weight after you've had your baby, you need to watch this video, because I'm going to tell you the most effective place to begin this postpartum weight loss journey. And it's likely going to be a lot different than what you did if you've previously tracked macros or calories before you had kids. I'm going to give you the skinny of what exactly you need to do as a postpartum mom who has lost about combined 75 pounds after 2 postpartum journeys. And I've been a nursing mom that's never lost her milk supply, still currently nursing for over 3 years. I have personal experience with this. It's worked incredibly well for me. I do this with all of my clients because I also am a nutrition coach for pregnant and postpartum women, and I do this all of the time. So I'm going to tell you a trick of the trade of what you can do to be able to preserve your milk supply and optimize the supply without tanking it. Also, not trade your supply for your results. Okay, so step 1, here's what you're going to do. You are going to download an app like My Macros Plus or MyFitnessPal. That's my personal favorite. Get said tracking app. That's your first step. Once you have this, you are going to ignore the elementary input of how tall are you, what's your goal weight, blah, 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 how active are you? Ignore that. Ignore all of the pre-generated calories. And then step 2 is you are going to utilize this app. The free versions are always fine, and use it as a virtual food diary. Okay, Olivia, why are we doing this? Great question. I'd love to answer it for you. You are doing this because, number 1, those online calculators and meal generator things, they are not going to be catered to a postpartum and nursing body. So if you are relying on them to give you reliable advice while you are a lactating mom, this is a recipe to drop your supply through the basement floor and never get it back. Okay, it's so much easier to preserve your supply than to chase it away, bottom it out, and try to scramble and get it back. Truly, it's best to err on the side of caution. So step 1, get a free app. Number 2, ignore the protocols. Number 3, use it like a virtual food diary. So what this means is that you are going to take whatever you're currently eating in a day. It could be a Subway footlong for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. It could be a pint of ice cream every night. I don't care what you're eating. This is not to give you a grade on what kind of nutrients are going in your body. This is, if you are going on your fitness journey, where you need to start calorically to be able to fuel your body and then see results. So what this looks like is you're going to take whatever you're already eating and whatever portion size you'd already eat it. Track it as honestly and accurately as possible. If you could weigh your food, that would be great. Measuring it in some capacity would be absolutely recommended. Weigh it and then track it. Don't change what you're eating, but weigh it and track it and then move on with your life. Do this for 1 to 2 weeks. I know it will feel like a long time, but the time passes by so quickly, and you are going to be so grateful that you did this, because after that 1 to 2 weeks, you're going to be able to see what your daily and weekly average of calories in looks like. If you're a breastfeeding mom, it's very, very realistic that your daily average calories would be in between 2,500 and 3,500 calories a day, okay? That's very common. You're gonna have a lot of food going in because your body's gonna cue you that you need food. You're gonna be hungry. It is okay. Don't be alarmed at that. That is expected. And then once you have your personal weekly averages and daily averages, you can say, okay, my supply looks this good when I'm eating this amount of food. Then you can start shaping up what's actually going in your body. Or maybe if you want to go into a calorie deficit, you can kind of put that in a game plan from there. But it is so important that you are able to hit the ground running, knowing what your body needs for energy, because just plugging your data into some app, they're likely going to spit out that you need to eat 11, 12, 13, 1400 calories a day. That is a recipe to have your supply drop through the basement floor. Again, it's so much easier to preserve your supply than scramble and try to get it back. So if you're a breastfeeding mom and you want to transform your body, start here. Take this tip. I promise this is something that I have done professionally and personally so many times. I would highly recommend it. Whether you're also breastfeeding or not, this is just a great tip right off the rip. You're going to invest a little bit of your time right up front, but the knowledge and the clarity you're going to gain about what your body actually needs for results is going to be life-changing. If you have questions on this, drop it down below. But remember, moms, you're irreplaceable, so it's time you start acting like
I am officially 1 month postpartum. Here's the side view. So I have on compression postpartum pants because I think it's so important. And let's weigh and see how much weight I've lost. I'm hoping I'm down at least 20 pounds. When I went to the hospital the night before, I was 179. I had lost 10 pounds when I came home from the hospital. Duh, the baby was 8 pounds 6 ounces. We no longer have the placenta, so let's see what I weigh now. I'm trying not to put pressure on myself, but I definitely need to be in the 150s, okay? Where are we at? 156. Okay, so we're over 20 pounds, 23 pounds. That's pretty good. This is my third baby, so I know the weight's gonna come off slower. Right now, I'm doing like a little program that really just kind of works out the abs. I definitely have some abdominal separation that we're gonna have to work on. You do not need to be working out before your 6-week appointment. Go walking. You can do little like core exercises. If you want me to make a video on that, let me know. But I'm not going to put pressure on myself. This is not baby bounce back. We are going to just go slow and steady and healthy, because if you overdo it, you also will decrease your milk supply and you might stop making milk for your baby if that is something that you want to do, breastfeed your baby. So I'll keep documenting this journey for you and let me know if you have any questions. You're amazing.
Down 3.5 stone since I had my son, and he will be 1 this month. It took about a year on and off to get rid of that 3.5 stone that I had gained. I'm actually at a pre-pregnancy weight right now. I wanted to share with you how I achieved that weight loss. I've been asked by a few of you to do a video on it, and I'm sorry that it took so long. I just thought of it while I was out for my walk, and I said I would quickly condense a few points. Firstly, I didn't track anything. I didn't go in a calorie deficit on purpose by tracking my macros in MyFitnessPal, or I didn't cut out any food groups. I didn't do anything like that. My main priority after I had Elijah was to just recover, because I had a really difficult birth and my recovery wasn't linear at all. My main priority was to just recover and to take care of myself physically. After that phase kind of stopped, just started to pay attention to my portion sizes. When I was pregnant, especially in my 3rd trimester, my portion sizes were through the roof. I was absolutely ravenous. I could not contain my hunger levels. They were just through the roof. To be fair, I ate whatever I wanted throughout my pregnancy. Firstly, I just started to monitor my portion sizes, and I started to decrease my portion sizes back to like the normal size. That's how the weight started to come off me slowly but surely. At the beginning, I was just eating less and less, and it helped me to regain control over my hunger levels. My stomach started to shrink back down to the normal size. Gradually, I started to eat less and less. Also paying attention to eating whole foods. I tried to eat whole foods as much as I possibly could. That was really difficult at times though, because obviously I was a first-time mother and I was eating on-the-go convenient foods. It was kind of up and down. It's the second thing that I made sure that I did. I've always drank a lot of water, but especially then I drank lots and lots of water. At the beginning I was breastfeeding, so that helped me to get back into the routine of drinking loads of water. I started to get out on walks as little as I could. I started off by only being able to do a 10-minute walk, then I gradually built back up to now being able to do an hour walk. On and off then I started to do different home workouts, so I would follow along with Grow with Joe or any of the follow along workouts on YouTube. Now they were on and off. That definitely wasn't a consistent habit. I'm back because obviously I struggled with postpartum depression and anxiety, so I began to ask myself the question, okay, how can I help this naturally? It propelled me into actually eating better, because I wanted my mental well-being to be better, my physical well-being to be better. So that really helped me to focus on my nutrition in order to help my mental health. It looked like me eating foods that made me feel good, that made my body feel good, that made my mind feel good, that didn't make me feel groggy or fatigued or tired, sad or guilty. Now is the first time since I've had Elijah that I've actually focused on a proper workout plan, tracking my food, following a meal plan, because I need to get to the next stage now.
Ladies, please tell me how much you lost in your first 6 weeks of postpartum. I will go first. I lost 30 pounds. My first postpartum in-person doctor's appointment was yesterday, and she weighed me. I didn't know what to expect, but I knew I kind of looked similar to when I first got pregnant, and I was like, maybe I'm like closer to that weight. I was only 15 pounds off of my like pre-pregnancy weight, but I lost 30 pounds. I was over 200 pounds when I had this baby. To lose 30 pounds in 6 weeks, I mean, breastfeeding does wonders, so don't discount that, but still, you lose a lot of weight if you're breastfeeding. At least I did. I don't know, everybody's bodies are different, but I was not expecting that. Funny enough, though, my husband kept saying, you look back to normal, like, every day, pretty much, and I was just like, okay, I guess, but I guess I really am.
Worst part about postpartum for me is getting so fat. There's a difference between pregnancy fat, because it's like you're growing a person. There's literally nothing you can do about it. Then you lose the weight as soon as you deliver, and then you put it all back on, and then some because you're breastfeeding. I had my son's first birthday yesterday, and I've been working out, okay? I am like getting in my glow up era, right? I'm going to the gym, I'm eating better. Couldn't find a dress that fit me for anything. So luckily my aunt had all of these dresses, and they were beautiful dresses, don't get me wrong, but they're like XL, 2XL. I've never been as big as I am right now. I weigh 218 pounds. I am 5 feet tall. I was 165 before I was pregnant. I know how snatched and cute I am capable of being. Okay, so setting the scene. We had my son's baptism and first birthday yesterday. I thought I looked so nice leaving the house, okay? I had this beautiful dress on. I had my shapewear on. I had a nice bra on. The dress was snatched. It was giving, right? And here's the thing. You can be fat, but have a lethal face card, okay? I did my makeup so nice yesterday. I did my hair, and I looked so good and confident. I felt confident in the mirror as I was leaving the house. Why did I actually look like I was in a Target self-checkout yesterday? I looked so fat and swollen in these pictures. Here's the thing, you can be fat, overweight, out of shape. But if your face is fat and out of shape, then you're just fat. And I'm looking at these photos and I'm a cheeser, okay? I'm a cheeser. I'm so happy. My son just got baptized. He is a child of God now. He had his first birthday party yesterday. So many things to celebrate. So I'm cheesing. And I'm like, in every single photo. There's not a single photo that I'm like, wow, I look so pretty here.
I gave birth 9 months ago and I lost 20 kilos since then. And this is the most important thing I did. Almost every single day I got up, I got myself ready, I put nice clothes on, I put makeup on, I put self-tan on, everything to make myself look presentable and feel my best. This is really how you stay motivated, this is how you stay productive throughout the day. You look in the mirror and you think to yourself, I don't want to destroy that progress. Like, I came here, my body looks like this, and it can only get better. If the whole day you look like you just woke up, you also think to yourself, I just might eat the whole bag of cookies because I don't care, I don't feel myself, I think like I didn't make any progress. You just feel super unmotivated because of how you look. And you might think, Claudia, this is so superficial, and Claudia, this is like so much work. Reaching your full potential is work. And if it will be not hard, everyone will be looking like a Victoria's Secret model. And yeah, this is super superficial, but this is the world. Like, I didn't invent it, you didn't invent it, we just live in it. Don't deny it. If you look good, if you look snatched, if your body looks good, you just feel so much better, you feel free. Discipline is freedom. Do the discipline, be disciplined every single day with your nutrition, with your workouts. This gives you so much freedom in the end that you will get used to it and get into the flow and be motivated every single day. I not only did that during my weight loss journey, now after the baby, I also did that when I was studying law. Every single day I was studying 8 hours. And every single day I woke up and got myself ready just to feel productive. People always ask me, like, why are you getting ready for studying on your desk at your house? I was like, this gives me so much motivation. Studying 8 hours a day is so hard and I needed to make it easy. This might sound like a lot of work, but slowly get into it. Put your makeup on. Next day, do your hair. Next day, do your self-tan. And slowly build these habits so they stick forever. Your transformation will be crazy. Your mood will be so much better as well. Believe me, you will wake up feeling energized and looking forward to the day. So stay hot and healthy.
This was me 3 weeks ago, and this is me this morning, 2.5 weeks postpartum. I have gotten so many questions about what I did in terms of my food, my exercise, and my skincare for my body while I was pregnant to basically get back to this point where I am right now. I want to start out by saying I had no idea that this would happen this fast. I thought this could take a year. I really had no idea, and I feel like I really came back super, super quickly. It has been less than 3 weeks. Seriously, if any of this is going to stress you out, I would just scroll on, but I will say I was healthy throughout my entire pregnancy. I really prioritized having good food, I did not calorie cut or restrict. In fact, I feel like I ate more than I ever did before, which brings me to my first point. So let's just start with food. I read a book in my first trimester called Real Food for Pregnancy. I'll put a picture of it right here. It changed my entire life. It really broke down why different nutrients are so important for the baby, and do not rely on your prenatal pill. You really need to make sure that you're actually getting your nutrients from your food. After reading the book, it completely transformed the way that I see food. I used to be basically plant-based vegan. I actually used to really restrict my food and I felt really hungry all the time. When I was reading the book, it was saying you need to eat lots of red meat when you're pregnant, lots of eggs, tons of just nutrients, lots of fats, healthy fats, not a lot of soy, not a lot of carbs, things like that. I'm telling you, I never felt better. I did not have a single pregnancy craving. That's another big question, is like, what were you craving? Or like, did you eat late at night? I really didn't. I would wake up in the morning and sometimes I wanted a hamburger. I would make a hamburger. I would eat eggs, grass-fed beef, lots of chicken, like just tons and tons of natural healthy protein. I will say I did not eat late at night. Sometimes I would feel really hungry in the middle of the night and I would just tell myself like, no, it's fine. You're gonna eat tons of good food in the morning. And I think that that really got me through, and it also helped me not gain too much weight. I gained absolutely the healthy amount, exactly the amount that my doctor wanted me to. The baby was healthy and fat when he came out, but I didn't gain a bunch of weight in between. And I know that that might upset some people because they want to eat their cereal at 2 in the morning. That's fine if you do. I just made the conscious choice, like, no, you can definitely wait till the morning on this one. And I felt so much better as a result. I didn't feel sluggish. I didn't feel bad in my body in any way, which brings me to exercise. So first trimester, I was so sick, I didn't do any exercise. I barely could even walk. I was in bed completely horizontal for basically 12 weeks straight. It felt like I had the flu. It was living hell. After that, in my second trimester, you really can't do core work, but other than that, I stuck to my usual workouts at home, which means like kind of body weight exercises. I took lots of walks. I did 2 or 3 Pilates classes, but not too many of those. I did try and do squats every single day. I would say I did between like 30 and 100 body weight squats a day, and I kind of tried to keep that up throughout the pregnancy. I saw a TikTok video that was like, if you can get to 100 squats a day with no weight while you're pregnant, like you're gonna be good, because you're gonna strengthen up your entire lower body, which is so important, especially for labor and delivery. I just tried to get them in anywhere. Like I wasn't even at the gym. Like if I'm in the elevator, I would try and do 10 squats before I got to my floor, that kind of thing, just very casually. But I will say I kept active. Now in my third trimester, I basically stopped doing any weight workouts and I started doing yoga for labor and delivery, really just opening up my flexibility. I stopped holding in my core so tightly also, because apparently in your third trimester, it's more important to kind of let go and let the baby come down. But I took lots of walks. I walked for about an hour. And then finally, in terms of my body care routine, which I really think helped keep my skin super elastic, is I actually started in my third trimester doing my skincare routine on my body. So I would, after cleansing, do a water essence, like literally a Korean water essence. I would pat it in all over my stomach. Then I would put on a peptide serum. I used the CosRx one, super affordable. You also get so much in the bottle. I barely even got halfway throughout my entire pregnancy and I used it every single day. And then on top of that, you guys already know my Mother body butter. I swear by it. I know that it's pricey. It changed my entire life. It made my skin so elastic. I do have a discount code here. It's also in my link. This is not sponsored. I am just completely obsessed. And those are the products that I really think made a big difference. I also heard somewhere that you're supposed to apply your body oils or your routine 1 time a day in your first trimester, twice a day in your second trimester, and then 3 times a day in your third. And that's basically what I tried to do. Obviously, I wasn't super crazy about it, but I'm telling you from my lived experience, it absolutely worked. I felt so good throughout my pregnancy. I really didn't feel weighted down until about a week and a half before I actually delivered. Yes, I am going to be doing my birth story. I know that's highly requested. It went so well. I feel like it was so positive. I couldn't have asked for a better experience, but it also is because I did so much preparation beforehand. I was super healthy. My food was on point. I stayed active, and all those things made such a big difference in terms of having this baby just come out, be healthy, be happy. And yeah, that is it. As always, let me know if you guys have any questions. I really hope this video was helpful.
30 pounds since having my baby. When I came home from the hospital, I literally dropped 40 pounds in about a month. And then through the holidays and breastfeeding, I gained back 30. I feel like showing myself grace has been really important through this whole journey, and now I'm ready. Starting off strong with nutrition, we are going to be prioritizing protein and fiber and fruits and veggies. I'm going to Costco today and I'm going to stock up on all the proteins I could ever imagine. Lots of water, and I'm going to be trying to limit caffeine. Since having baby girl, I really haven't been able to make it to the gym consistently. So step 1, just making it to the gym 3 times a week. That's it. That's it. 3 times a week to the gym. Also, it's getting nice outside, so I'm gonna prioritize walking a lot. And Rami bought me an Oura ring for Christmas. I'm just gonna keep wearing this more and making sure that I'm really getting those steps in and just being more mindful overall about what I'm putting into my body and what I'm doing with my free time. Okay, girls, I'm so excited. Let me know if you wanna join me on this journey. No pressure, no pressure. I'm so excited. So yeah, wish me luck. Love ya.
I've lost over 75 pounds naturally with diet and exercise, and one of my most frequently asked questions is about loose skin. And you guys, surprisingly to me, I barely have any loose skin. It's really like in my midsection. I did have a C-section, so I do have a small C-section pouch. I have a little bit of loose skin that you can see only when I'm sitting. People ask me all the time, like, how don't you have a bunch of loose skin in your legs, your arms, like all the places? I really credit this to working out right away. So it's all about being in a calorie deficit. But if you are only losing weight by eating in a calorie deficit and walking, and you're not incorporating any type of strength training, you will have more loose skin than the girl that starts strength training right away. When I was 6 months postpartum and I decided to stop breastfeeding, I got a trainer. He had me lifting weights from day one. I was doing things that I don't even usually do. Like, I never would train chest, but he had me doing like chest press. He had me doing full body strength training workouts, not just legs. He trained my core, and then he also had me doing high intensity cardio boot camps, and then on my own I was walking. So I was doing a lot of physical activity, but lifting weights from the beginning. A lot of people get on here and tell you guys to just walk, and walking is cute, but walking is not going to prevent you from having loose skin if you have a significant amount of weight to lose. I'm not talking about the girlies that's trying to lose 15-20 pounds. If you're trying to lose 50 or more, you need to make sure you're incorporating strength training, because I'm so happy that I don't have to do any type of skin removal surgery. I do want to do like a mini tummy tuck for the C-section pouch, but it's not like mandatory. I don't have to get an arm lift. That's how I did it, boo. I just lifted weights day one.
If you're a breastfeeding mom and the pregnancy weight that you accumulated has not melted off your body like everybody preaches that it will if you are breastfeeding, I am here to tell you that just because you are breastfeeding does not mean that you are going to lose weight. In fact, there are some women, it's coming from somebody who's experiencing this themselves and is also a functional medicine practitioner that specializes in nutrition, and I work with a lot of postpartum women, and there are a lot of us that during this season of life, our bodies respond to breastfeeding by actually holding on to all the nutrients that we are putting into it as a protective mechanism to prevent our bodies from going into starvation mode so that we can continue to nourish our babies. Not only that, but everybody responds to prolactin, which is the hormone that is responsible for keeping your milk supply high. Everybody responds to that hormone differently, and some of us respond to it by storing excess body fat. Don't get me wrong, I'm very well aware that some women start breastfeeding and all of the weight melts off for them. I love that for you guys, and honestly, I'm very jealous. I wish that that was me, but it's not, and it's okay if that's not you too. So if you look in the mirror today and you're not loving the way that you look, and you're like, my metabolism's broken, my body's broken, am I doing something wrong? Do I need to be working out more? I'm giving you a virtual hug, because this is the sacrifice that we are making as breastfeeding mamas for our babies, because we know that it's healthiest for them. Our bodies are not broken. Our bodies are resilient. This is a protective mechanism, and our body will get back to where we want it to be. You are not doing anything wrong, mama. Keep on keeping on and give yourself grace.
I am officially 10 pounds below my pre-pregnancy weight at 3.5 months postpartum, and here are the 5 things I did that I think helped me get there. Disclaimer, everybody's experience with pregnancy and postpartum is very different, and every body is different, so this is just what worked for me and might help you, but you have to find what works for you and is most sustainable. Okay, number one, what I think is most important and had the most impact on me was I switched to a high protein diet, and 80% of the time I am having non-processed foods, all natural, organic, and then 20% of the time I'm allowing myself the cheat foods and things that I enjoy eating. But high protein diet has been a game changer. I was saying to my husband today, like, I've never felt more balanced in my healthy lifestyle. Like, I feel like in the past I've done crazy diets where I've been so restrictive and felt like I couldn't have anything, and that's not this diet. Last night I had a huge bowl of ice cream. It was my Ninja Creamy and a protein shake made into ice cream, but I got to have ice cream that was really sweet and delicious and helped me achieve my protein goals. Whereas in the past I would have to cut out ice cream completely. So I just love being on this type of diet, and it's very easy to hit the goals, find recipes that are enjoyable and amazing. Okay, number two, and this was certainly an adjustment for me compared to how I was before getting pregnant, was switching the way that I do workouts. Pre-pregnancy, I always needed to have 45 minutes to an hour to work out, otherwise it felt useless, and I was like determined to sweat, hit huge calorie burns, super high heart rate, all that. Now my goal is to just find a way to move my body every day. Sometimes it's an hour, sometimes it's 15 minutes. It's always different, but always counts. And I prioritize what feels good for my body. So some days that's strength training, some days it's Pilates, and some days like today, it was a really long run with baby boy. Just finding time to move will get you in the habit of moving your body every day, and there you'll just start to like burn calories and just help your body recover better, I think. Number 3, going off of that one, something that definitely helped me, and I think if you're pregnant or trying to get pregnant, you should definitely try to incorporate into pregnancy, is working out while pregnant. Now, I'm not saying doing burpees and going crazy with your belly. I'm just saying find time to walk every day. Find time to do low impact cardio or strength training that feels good for you, but is giving you and baby a very healthy ecosystem. I'm telling you, my body bounced back within like the first week because I felt like it was just prepared to. And I don't say that to brag. I just say like by working out, I feel like I didn't have to do much because my body helped me. Okay, number 4, and I still am working on this, is not feeling guilty about the rest. I got to go to bed at 8 o'clock at night. That's fine. If I didn't get to go to bed till 11 or 12 because baby boy was up and I got to take a nap during the day, that's fine. I used to have a really hard time with rest. Like I would feel very guilty about it and have to live off caffeine for the day to like be productive and push through the tiredness. Now, no, I take rest when we need it. And I really think that's helped my body to recover from workouts better. Okay, 5th and final, and this one will not work for everybody, so it's kind of like the bonus tip, is I've been breastfeeding the whole time. And while many don't believe that this helps with weight loss, I genuinely think it does. The amount of calories you burn and how much your body is working to produce the milk is insane. And I am genuinely exhausted after. Like I have to plan my workouts around my pumping schedule because otherwise it like wouldn't be safe for me to work out with how tired I get from it. So yeah, that's a bonus one because I know breastfeeding, breast pumping does not work for everybody, but it worked for me and I think it did help with the weight loss. So yeah, those are the 5 things I did. Let me know if you want to know more.
Okay, so how did I lose weight while breastfeeding without losing my supply? As a person who traditionally thought I couldn't lose weight while breastfeeding, didn't lose weight the first time, and was able to lose weight this time around. I'm going to reply to Miss Lisa here. She's a friend of mine from real life, from LA. And she actually told me this first tip I'm going to tell you so long ago. So she's going to say, see, I told you so. Protein. Every meal should be focused on protein. You really should have a protein, a fat, and a fibrous carb at every meal and every snack. I used to think I was getting enough protein, and I thought I was eating a lot of healthy food, so I really didn't understand why I wasn't losing weight, but I actually was just eating too much of the wrong macro. Like for example, my favorite breakfast is a bagel with peanut butter and banana, and immediately when I told Megan Brister, that's the name of the woman on Instagram that I did her course, what my favorite breakfast was, she was like, that's too many carbs and not enough protein. And I said, what the fuck are you talking about? Like, it's a banana and a bagel and I have my protein peanut butter. And she's like, no, we sometimes put macros in the wrong categories. Peanut butter does have protein, but it's mostly a fat. So I had to kind of shift. I was still able to have my breakfast, so I would either do half a bagel with peanut butter and a banana, and then I would have like 2 hard-boiled eggs or cottage cheese on the side, or I'd do a whole bagel with just peanut butter, no banana, and I still had to add the eggs, the yogurt, or the cottage cheese on the side. I needed to have a lot of protein to keep me full, and all of those macros, what they do is they balance each other out, and they keep your blood sugar low, they keep you full for longer, they'll help your metabolism long term, they'll help you burn fat. It's crazy how just that combination really helps. This is what Megan does. She's like PFF, protein, fat, fiber, but you can say fiber's carb. That confused me because I'm like, fiber's a carb. Yes, it is. So with that in mind, I started looking at the ingredients of the things I bought. I would compare like this kind of bagels. A lot of bagels have a lot of protein in them. The Dave's bagels do, but they also have a high fiber count. So those are good ones to get. Don't get the like totally whitewashed starchy one. Just be conscious with your choices in food, okay? So I started really paying attention to the packaging of the food I was eating. Even my protein bars that I ate throughout my whole pregnancy, I thought they were so delicious and so good. They were, because they had 1 million fucking grams of sugar in them. So I switched to the Quest ones and the Costco ones, and those have like 1 gram of sugar in them and like 20 something grams of protein. So they're perfect. And I think they have a lot of fiber as well. And like I said, this still doesn't mean you can eat whatever you want of a protein. Really, the only thing you could eat whatever you want of is vegetables. But I still was measuring my protein. You want like 3 to 4 ounces of protein at a meal. You don't want to go so overboard. And that's what I was doing. I was like, I'm eating healthy, but I was eating too much of the healthy thing, you know? So for me, I did calorie track for a while, and it helped so much. I had a goal of how many calories I was supposed to eat a day, which was 2,200. I usually went under that a little bit, and I think I was supposed to get like 80 grams of protein a day. Honestly, the weight was just falling off with that alone. Like, you can totally eat the foods that you want to eat. So say I wanted to go out to lunch or dinner and get a burger and fries. I would get the burger, I would take off the bun or like half the bun and have half the fries, or I take off the whole bun and have all my fries. I just pick and choose now with what carbs I want to have and really stay focused on that whole protein. Yeah, we can get it from drinks like this, and I still do sometimes, but it's best to come from food. Lastly, I sometimes did eat whatever the fuck I wanted, but I did the 80-20 rule. And if you take the 80-20 rule and you break it down to a week, 20% of our meals, that's still only 4 meals a week. So just remember that if you're going to eat bad or whatever you want and just not pay attention to what you're eating, you can do that 4 meals a week. That's it, okay? I have other little things that I did, but this is getting so long and I don't want to make it this long. So I'll make a second one, or if you have questions on this one, let me know and I can make follow-up videos.
If I were starting my 100-pound weight loss journey all over again, this is what I would do differently. When you have a lot of weight to lose, 50, 60, 100 pounds, the goal can seem so huge. A lot of times you give up before you even start. I would not even try to lose weight the very first month. Instead, I would focus on adding 3 new habits, and I would tie your success to completing those daily habits rather than your weight loss on the scale. Number 1, I would start drinking a gallon of water every single day. Number 2, I would get outside and go for at least a 5-minute walk every day. The goal is to get in the habit of moving your body every single day. And then the last thing I would do is I would start writing down everything that you eat. It does not matter what it is. If it goes in your mouth, you write it down.
If it goes in your mouth, write it down.
This is gonna help hold you accountable and become really aware of what you're eating. If you write it down, you are succeeding. Doing these 3 things, you're probably gonna lose weight anyway. In the long run, it's finding joy in the journey and changing your habits long term that's going to lead to weight loss.
I have lost 30 pounds and counting of the postpartum baby weight by eating in a calorie deficit and walking 10,000 steps a day. As a woman who's lost weight several times before and 30 pounds lost 3 kids later, here are the lessons that I've learned and why I think this weight loss journey is way more permanent, unlike other journeys that I've gone through. Lesson number 1, something I've tried to dodge in every weight loss journey. None of this matters. Well, not as much. Weight loss, especially for women like me, starts and ends in the kitchen. If I'm not changing my diet, I'm not getting the results that I want. Most of the battle is against my food noise. Nothing will change unless something changes. And once my diet changed, my body changed. As a Whole30 alumna, it doesn't matter if you're doing keto, Whole30. If I'm not in a calorie deficit, then I'm not losing the weight. So I can certainly follow one of those things. My body trains itself to be in a deficit, but I don't need to follow a fancy diet plan. I can just eat whatever I want so long as my total for the day is under 1,800 calories. Thermodynamics. Number 3, when I completely rewired my brain and how I think about exercise, the weight started falling off. Would I like to eventually lift super heavy again? Yes. Would I like to run a half marathon again? Yes. Do I need either of those things to lose weight? No. Walking, sustainable movement, done consistently, is easier and just as effective. Move my body. After I had kids, the windows of opportunity I have to focus on myself are easier to take advantage of when I don't need to convince myself to get ready for a fancy workout and instead just walk and scroll my phone. Postpartum is hard, and reclaiming my body should not make it harder. Next lesson. My mind is stronger than I think it is. The same mind that would tell me, Janaea, just start on Monday. Janaea, you can eat that extra thing. Janaea, well, now you've spiraled, you might as well go eat some more. Is the same mind that I have trained to follow the plan, not my mood. As women, when it comes to our physique, we are impatient, we are emotional, 2 of the worst qualities we can have when it comes to weight loss. But once I somehow got around those 2 things and kept my consistency for more than 2 weeks, tracking my food, walking 5 miles, I woke up one day and I could fit into my jeans again. 3 kids later, I did not imagine ever feeling like I was on the way to the best version of myself physically. But once I started doing those 2 small things, discipline became more of routine than a chore, and I feel like I've reclaimed myself in motherhood, which is good because I'm going to be here for a while.
I'm going to share with you the 3 top things I did to lose 40 pounds while breastfeeding without any dip in my supply. Save this video if you're ready to make the change. It's easy, I promise you. By the way, I did this all without having a gym. Number 1, hydrate, hydrate, hydrate. I drink at least a gallon of water a day. I have 3 hydro flasks. I keep them around the house. They're always filled. That's my husband's job. Make sure the water bottles are filled. I'm drinking water every day. If I'm going to the grocery store, I'm taking a water bottle with me. If I'm going on a walk, I'm taking the water bottle with me. If I'm making this TikTok, I'm taking the water bottle with me. Drink water like your life depends on it. Number 2, walk it out. Some of y'all probably don't know what that means. Now that I have aged myself, walk at least 5 times a week for 30 to 40 minutes. And that's if you're in condition to. Don't push it, especially if your doctor just told you, 6 weeks, go work out. Wait a little bit, friend. You just pushed the baby out of your vagina or out of your abdomen. Once you get the strength to walk, you want to walk. See how my breath is kind of heavy? I'm on the bike right now. God bless this bike, but yes, your breath needs to be pretty heavy. You need to work. In the wise words of Britney Spears, you better work, bitch. You want a hot body? You better work, bitch. And the number 3 thing, the third thing I did to help me lose 40 pounds, and I'm 8 months postpartum, is focus on protein. Every meal that you have, think protein. Like you're a gym bro looking for the gains, okay? So here's an example. For breakfast, egg whites or eggs with some turkey sausage, sweet potatoes or toast. Oatmeal with some eggs. Eggs on the side. Don't mix that in unless that's your thing. For a snack, Greek yogurt with some bananas or some mixed berries. Or rice cakes with some peanut butter and 2 or 3 boiled eggs. For dinner, protein bowls, protein pasta, salmon, rice, and veggies, taco bowls. I don't know, buy 2 packs of Chick-fil-A chicken nuggets and then a salad. And because I was so paranoid of losing my supply and experiencing a dip, I drank a protein shake every day that was either 30 to 40 grams of protein in total. I do have pinned a protein shake that's super good for you with all the things that explains why it helps breastfeeding moms who want to lose weight. But that is the trifecta. Water, walking, and protein. Things I use to lose 40 pounds in 8 months' time. So get to work.
Please don't forget to leave your comment in the comment section below. Share your experience. Now we often hear about postnatal weight loss, but the truth is, for many women, the real struggle begins after those 80 months. Hormonal changes, lack of sleep, stress, and caring for the new baby can all contribute to unexpected weight gain. Let's be real. Your body just went through a major transformation. Your metabolism might shift. And let's not forget, when we are exhausted and emotionally drained, it's easy to turn to food for comfort or grab what's quick instead of what's nutritious. Adding breastfeeding to the mix and things get more confusing. Some women lose weight while nursing, others gain. It's one size fits all. But here is the important part. Postnatal weight gain is normal. Your body is healing, adjusting, and doing its best. Don't fall into the trap of bouncing back culture. There is no deadline for getting your body back, because your body is still powerful, still worthy. Instead of focusing only on the scale, prioritize sleep, mental health, and gentle movement. And remember, give yourself grace. You just created life. That's enough. If this resonated with you, drop a comment and let's talk about your experience. You are not alone in this. Thank you so much for being part of this conversation. Please don't forget to subscribe, like, and share the video. See you in the next video and stay safe.